Hi, I'm Brett. I'm here today at Elk Creek in the Tillamook State Forest, and we've already done some macroinvertebrate sampling here, but I'm back here today on February 18th, 2022 to recharacterize the site, and so that we have comparable data to the data that Taryn collected at Fairview earlier this morning. So I have a GPS unit sitting on that rock over there. So here are the GPS coordinates that were on that. It's 45.61123 degrees north, 123.46619 degrees west. And that's that rock out there that I will be sampling water from. Yeah, so let's get into this. We'll run through a quick site characterization, and then I'll collect some data, but I probably won't be on video for collecting all that data. You've already seen how that happens. I'll maybe just take quick clips of the numbers as we record them. Weather conditions now, it was cloudy this morning, but it is perfectly sunny now. So no cloud cover. In the past 24 hours, I assume it had fogged up completely here. So I'm going to say 100% cloud cover in the past 24 hours, but no rain, no showers, no heavy storms. And I don't think there's really been a heavy rain in the last 7 days. We've had some showers here and there, but nothing heavy. So we'll move on to collecting the weather conditions using this pocket meter here, and we will start with temperature. Get to temperature. Here we go. It looks like the temperature right now is 12.4 degrees Celsius. Oh, no, it's dropping. It's dropping. We should let it equilibrate. And I think it's 11.9, 11.8, 12. We'll say 11.9 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity looks to be 74%. 74.4. We want to get really precise. And then the wind speed. It is still. There is no wind to speak of. The turbine is not spinning, so I'm going to say 0 for wind speed. It's hard to believe it's February, really. So the watershed features, I'll give you a little tour. I'll pan the camera around so you can see what the surrounding watershed looks like. But basically we're in the middle of a forest here. So quite a few trees, really not much permanent human infrastructure around here. There's some hiking trails and a campground, but that's about it. No evidence of non-point source pollution, or really point source pollution. Well, maybe the parking lots, the gravel parking lots for the trailhead. And really not much erosion, or I should say human-caused erosion, to speak of now. I assume this was logged at some point in time, and there might have been more erosion then. Let's pan around so you can see what the stream looks like that we're going to be sampling. I'll be sampling from that big rock there out to get closer to the middle. Then we've got a little mini waterfall, nice big pool down here. So a variety of different stream habitats. And then surrounding that is forest. So lots and lots of trees. And this is kind of looking upstream where the water's coming in. That's about back where we started. All right, so what is the vegetation, the riparian vegetation around here? Well, when I was here in the summer, I found red alder, vine maple, things like that. It's hard to identify those trees now because the leaves are gone. But there are definitely some conifers around here, some Douglas fir. I think I saw a few western red cedar. Yeah, so that would be the primary vegetation here, some shrubs, some ferns and moss as well. And then in terms of canopy cover, this is partly shaded, partly sunny, or partly clear, or partly shaded, partly open. There we go. That's the right word for the canopy. I would call this more partly shaded. It's probably more closed than open. And I took some readings and photographs using this densitometer that will let you calculate the canopy coverage, but I haven't analyzed those images yet to come up with the numbers. So I'll do that, put that on the data sheet, and you can have that if that's something you need to do for your class. Okay, so let's get to the stream now. Is there large woody debris visible in the stream? Not really. I see a branch sticking in down that way, but I don't really see any big pieces in the stream. I don't know if I'd call it debris because that's nutrients. That's good stuff there, but no, we really aren't seeing that. So, and especially 5 meters upstream, which is probably about where that little mini riffle, I shouldn't say riffle, rapid waterfall. It's not big enough to be a real waterfall, but that's probably about 5 meters upstream, and then the middle of the pool is probably about 5 meters downstream, and there's no woody debris there. Okay, what else do we need to do? We need to characterize the stream bed. As you can see, kind of from the shore, it's mostly rocky, right? We're talking boulders and cobble. I'm not seeing any bedrock underneath. There's some on the far shore, but that's not on the stream bed really. So I think mostly what we have, I'm going to say 25% boulders. There's quite a few big boulders in there. 50% cobble, which is between 2.5 and 10 inches. Maybe 20% gravel, and maybe about 5% sand. Not really much silt or clay. Those fine sediments. This stream, especially in the winter, runs pretty fast. So it's going to be flushing all of that, all the fine sediments out. Okay, now we're on the other side of this sheet, the stream character. The habitats present within 5 meters of the sampling site. We have a pool, we have a riffle, and we have a run. Maybe we'd call that a little bit of a rapid, but it's probably more than 5 meters away. So the stream is not channelized at this site. There's no dams present. As far as I know, there's none on Elk Creek. No culverts present. And now we need to collect data on the flow, midstream, mid-depth. So there I'm going to use my data logger that's sitting on that rock. I'm going to sample it the same way that Taryn did and start collecting numbers. But I'll probably just pause this and, shout out the numbers when I've got them. All right, that stream is really flowing. It's about 0.325 meters per second. So now we'll move on to some water quality measurements. All right, so here we've got the turbidity sensor, and it is very low. We're going to say 0.7 NTU. And as you can see, like the sample, if you compare that to the Fairview, this is a pretty clean sample. All right, next we're going to move on to the nitrate and phosphate tests. All right, we're approaching time, 1 minute for the nitrate test. And here is the result. So we can see that nitrates, which is the top scale here. So those are pretty low. I'm going to say, near as I can tell, I'm going to say 0.5. What is that? Parts per million. All right, we have our phosphate set up now. So we'll invert it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And then we will take this off. Oh no. Got stuck. We will improvise. That's what field work is about. Improvising. Rescue the phosphate strip. Okay. Set that aside. And then try and read the data. So, I'm going to do this by hand to start with. That looks like it's somewhere between 0 and 100, but you can render your own opinion. Hopefully I don't dump this all out trying to show you. So there's the color scale. And then, yeah, it's pretty low. Might be just a hair above 0, but not much. All right, next up we have conductivity. Okay, so the conductivity was 19 milligrams per liter, and hopefully those are the right units. So for pH, we had 7.25, and now we'll go on to dissolved oxygen. Okay, dissolved oxygen was 100%. Not too surprising with that little mini waterfall there. And lastly, we'll do temperature. All right, so the stream temperature was 6.5 degrees Celsius. So that's all our data from here. Hope you've enjoyed this virtual field trip. I'm sorry you couldn't be out here with me.